normally I do with a roaster. Today, basically, when we roast, we take 11-gram samples, 2 of each, except espresso, because espresso we use so much in the bar, so it's kind of...
You have the feedback all the time.
Yeah, we do QC almost every day there, so it's fine. But with filter, we take 2 samples, and yeah, we just basically line them up, cut them. We have the PR, Frobster basically, color track, which for me is very important. Yeah.
Do you have a degree of
goals? Yeah. It's normally 1 or 1.1, so it needs to be within 1.1. But of course, the machine is not perfect either. So have a little bit of bigger than that. I think that's how we've been consistent over time. Like we've used the same grinder since the start, almost. And I do the quality control here because I'm just used to these cups and this environment to copy the water and everything. And when we cup in the roastery, it's always a little bit different. Cups are a little bit different shape and the grinders. So I just come a firm believer of keeping things consistent.
Consistency, for sure. And is this like a white label that you do? Or?
No. This is from the world's roasting champion. So he gave it to me in Geneva.
Nice.
So just want to test it. And I normally put on, not necessarily on the first table, but for instance, I'll do here. I'll cut through the coffees. We score them in Cropster based on like a +1, -1, +2, -2 point system. And then we take normally the best ones, and if there's something odd, we take that out as well, and we recup. I like to cup everything, all the coffees at the last table, but then just the best ones and the worst ones.
So these are all production as well?
Yeah, it's just we don't have room for it.
Yeah.
So I don't normally do 2 or 3 tables where we do maybe some American coffees first. I like to finish with African coffees. And then we do a mixed table at the end, because then I get a real nice sense of how these are performing as the Africans. That's also, I like to I'll leave these coffees on, just to have some reference.
Yeah. That sounds like it. I'll grab my spoon.
Yeah.
You've already cut through these ones?
No, just once. They're a little bit hot still, so.
You have pretty much, you have your own farm, but you keep all of your other relationships pretty consistent over time.
The only one where we might have something new is Kenyan, to do cooperative stuff.
Yeah.
But in Latin America, it's the same farmers. But we have been like gradually shifting towards newer or different varieties on each farm. So for instance, with the Caballeros, we used to only buy Catuai, and they started producing really geisha. We bought some Java. The Java didn't perform so well, so we're changing that. Now we're doing more Batian, Pacamara, so we produce. But so that's why it's easy to be consistent as well. We're used to the coffee, you know what they are.
Right. So, do you have a favorite variety?
I think Bourbon, when it's good, it's hard to beat. It's so rare that when it's like, for instance, Nascimento is a farm we've been buying from since 2008.
Yeah.
And he has like a parcel on top of his farm. It's like really high altitude. He used to have some old Bourbon trees there. It was amazing. But they're slowly dying, and like just removing them. And I've been trying to encourage him to plant some more seeds of those, but it wasn't want to.
Yeah.
But that's the best one.
Yeah.
I think in general I prefer older varieties now. I encourage them always to plant different ones, some hybrids as well, just to be safe.
Yeah.
But we're kind of moving towards more shales coffee, and then you need older varieties.
Yeah.
They just have a different root system.
Do you travel to Origin a lot these days, or not so much?
Like once a year to Central America. I used to travel there a lot, so they kind of know what to do. So now it's more or less we have some new trials we're doing there with biological farming and versus conventional farming.
Yeah, your last podcast episode was on that. I only got partway through.
Okay.
But still have to listen to the rest of it.
So that's like a big 10-year project for us now, where we're trying to convert all of them to biological practices. So then I have to go just to follow up them. But in terms of processing and stuff, they know what to do. But Hobnil actually changed. He used to process way up on his farm. like 1,800 meters almost. And then he bought a different land in a different area, and he didn't want to dry that coffee up and then down again to dry.
Right.
So he built like a fermentation tank where his house is, which is like 1,000 meters. So hot.
Yeah.
So he was just doing the same protocols that I told him to do, and the coffees were way fermented. So when I was there now, we had to really go through, like, we started fermenting on the water, and
Yeah.
so it's good to like be there, because sometimes these things happen.
Yeah.
They don't tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Well, yeah, and I think a lot of people, if they don't know much about coffee farming or like elevation, you don't really think about the temperature difference between different elevations. You think, oh, this comes from the same region.
Yeah.
So it's like, should be the same, but...
I think fermentation plays a bigger role than we think in terms of altitude.
Yeah.
But he's also like in an area where a lot of people are now doing the anaerobic kind of stuff that I like. So for him, like, the smell was like, oh, this must be good because it smells like those. And I'm like, no, I don't want. It's maybe good for others, but for me, I don't want to buy that.
Yeah.
So you had your spoon. You want the spoon as well?
No, I'm all right. This is...
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put it there just in case. But feel free. I'll show you what we do. So
Yeah. What's your protocol?
yeah, we used to use the SCA, but it's just not practical for what we're doing here. We're basically looking for tendencies, not like one single cup, but tendencies. So here we have like 3 different Variedad Colombias. If the tendencies, all of them are a little dark or a little too light, then we kind of note that and we look at the profile. If there's like one cup that stands out and the other is kind of okay, we look at the profile. Normally there's nothing. There's always cup variation.
Yeah, for sure.
So tendencies are more important, I think. And we just use a formula I made, so we can basically score, let's say we cupped the first one here. The acidity was a little bit higher than average. That's +1. It's way better than it's +2. 3 we don't use, so. And the opposite, if it's like, let's say on flavor, it's slightly below, like it's maybe a little bit more hurdle than normal, -1, but it's marginal.
Yeah.
If it's like -2, it might be like, ooh, this really, we shouldn't have sold that.
Yeah.
But if you sum up like -1, the coffee can score -2 without being like bad.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's just that we have to be careful, and if we see that on many coffees, then it's a tendency.
Yeah.
But if it's just one and then the other one, we can recup it and see, okay, it was fine. So that, and we make some comments just because if we get a complaint or comment, we can go in and see and like, this is how we scored it.
And they're using 1 cup per coffee per batch.
Yeah, but then again, looking for tendencies, and let's say this was particularly, or -2 and this was +2, we'll maybe cup all 3 again, but we'll at least cup these 2 again and compare them to other coffees as well and then see. And if we're still in doubt, we'll just find a bag and prove it there.
Yeah.
So we normally can access the bags. So that's how we do it, and it's kind of my opinion that counts. So maybe one of the roasters prefers slightly darker coffees. It's fine, but here he needs to prefer whatever
Yeah.
So we try to calibrate it.
Tim Wendelboe coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to prefer.
So we try to just calibrate, and we're basically looking for more like what you can change with also. It's likely to be bitter or astringent, and I have to say that when you roast on a warring, it's quite forgiving, I would say. So long as you kind of are good on measuring color. So with the ProVat, we had the roaster here before. So in the winter, when you open the door, it was like saw the temperature tick.
Right.
And it was quite challenging to be consistent.
Yeah, I can imagine. I worked. I've mostly worked on lowerings, but I worked on one in Colorado in the U.S. And so the difference between the summer and winter, I'm sure, like here.
Isn't that like high altitude or something?
Well, Denver. It's at like 1 mile high. I don't know meters, but relatively high. But then, the temperature fluctuations and the barometric pressure fluctuations, and it wasn't a temperature controlled warehouse. So in the winter, I'd be there with like a full jumpsuit and an underlayer and a jacket, and in the summertime, I was like in a tank top, and it was
makes the challenge.
Crazy.
With lowering, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah. With the closed system, it's a little bit easier, but
I'm not sure. I mean, we have some kind of week-to-week issues with the lowering as well, but it's pretty easy to be consistent, I think. And even if you miss the target a little bit, especially if it's a little too light, it still tastes pretty good. Whereas with the Probat, it will be like green.
Yeah.
So when we made the switch, we actually started testing on the lowering. We just did blind cuppings and triangulation and stuff. And then after like 2 weeks, we couldn't really tell them apart. And then they had done like 15,000 rolls on the Probat and 50 on the lowering to like just make the switch. And I actually have some in the freezer still from that roast. But I cupped them maybe 2 years ago, and then you can place it.
And so now you're fully on the lowering.
Yeah. But I hope there will be better roasters in the future. I can be more consistent.
Yeah. Have you seen the Typhoon PK?
Yeah.
Showed me their roaster at the World of Coffee. It seems pretty interesting, but it's kind of small. So still, they don't make a big one.
So just to make a 15 kilo.
Yeah.
Feel free. I'll just give it to you.
Yeah. You usually start on one side and then make your right?
Yeah, whatever you prefer. I know Little Wings Mice Blue, I'm sorry, but...
Sorry, we're coming off of World of Coffee, so if there's a...
So X means espresso roast.
Oh, okay.
So all these top ones here are espresso roast, and these are filter roast.
So 50 on the color track is kind of what you aim for all your coffees?
No, not at all actually. So it really depends. Like some more Ethiopians are like 47, 48.
Oh wow.
But it's usually between like 48 and a half and 50, I would say. And so if they're a little bit high moisture, they're a little bit higher, so darker. And like some of the coffees that we don't have on the table here, we don't have that today. Our tendency to be like 50, 51. Otherwise it's too green.
Yeah. And when you're cupping through production, you're primarily just looking at the consistency, making sure that it's hitting those marks.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of look for what I personally think we can change with the roast, which is acidity, like it's high or low, or pleasant or nice. Mouthfeel, if it's like gritty or astringent, or aftertaste specifically, very important for me. I don't like very astringent coffees and bitter coffees. Sweetness I rarely touch, but sometimes it's just like, wow, this is a lot sweeter. But I kind of struggle a bit between sweetness and mouthfeel. I think they're kind of related. So flavor is kind of if something stands out, because I know the coffee is going to taste what it tastes.
Yeah.
But if it's particularly full, I don't think we can have a look. But I don't think it really change flavor of the coffee leaves the opposite. Especially when they're like margin. It's just like intensity, you know.
Did you have like a roasting philosophy?
Yeah, turn the roaster on, put the coffee, take it out when it's done. Yeah.
Turn it brown, but not too brown.
We're really not very theoretical or anything. We're quite pragmatic about it. So normally when I get a green coffee, I kind of know what the coffee is. I've been cupping it many times for samples and stuff. And then I think moisture content for us is quite important. This time we know approximately where to start on the gas setting on the lowering. And then
so you change your gas based on moisture, like higher with more moisture? Or?
yeah. And just because we want a certain roast time normally, so that's kind of more dictating the profile. And then I could show you the full fox.
Yeah, love to look at profiles. It's another thing, people are so precious about their profiles. I'm like,
well, you see, like the bean temperature is more or less the same on all, and like there's marginal differences. We try not to do anything crazy. It's like more energy at the start and less at the end. And that's it.
Yeah, but really pretty consistent energy throughout.
Yeah.
Not changing a whole lot.
This purple one is. Why is this a little bit lower on the inlet? Batch 3. That's strange. Maybe the purge gate is not completely closed. But I mean, it's
Yeah, you
pretty
still
much,
get to the still get to the same end point, and I'm sure couldn't really taste the difference on that.
Probably not. Like, this depends. Like, if you see the development time is, where's the other cargo here? 105. That's the recipe, and this was 55. So a little bit shorter. Color 4868 and 4944, but that's in our window, I think. Should be. Yeah. We set our goal so we see immediately if it's in. And then it will be like a marginal. Like, if you taste them side by side, maybe in a triangle.
Yeah.
1/3 of the time it will be correct.
Yeah, right. 1/3 of the time. Perfect.
But of course, if you're like a super geek, maybe you would be able to taste the difference. So.
Well, but most people wouldn't be able to taste the difference. Most covers still probably either.
Yeah, and it will still taste pretty good. I think maybe we'll tweak it a little bit because it will so
Yeah.
it's okay.
What's your when you think about coffee, like flavor when you're drinking it? What's your split between what flavors are built in the growing and like variety growing, processing, roasting, brewing? Like what percentage? Where the flavors come from?
Flavors for me come from farm, and then taste balance comes from roasting and brewing. And you can make a light roast coffee taste like a dark roast coffee if you brew it wrongly, I think.
Yeah.
But you can't do the opposite, I guess. Or maybe you can't, but yeah, so most of the flavors for me is like fire. So that's why I'm not very into heavily processed coffees. It's just uninteresting.
Yeah.
I'd like to taste varieties and where it's from. But of course, like bitterness and stuff is for sure roast. Like we can't get the flavors if we don't roast. But
Right. And when you're cupping, do you ever think of, or when you're production cupping, do you ever think of, oh, this is my favorite on the table, or are you only thinking about?
Yeah, but yeah, it's hard to say. Like, although I really enjoy Kenyan coffees, they're probably my least favorites.
Oh, really?
Because the way it's farmed. So that's more important to me now than before. So when I take coffee home, it's very rare that I take a Kenyan. I enjoy drinking them and the cupping, and I mean the quality is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best coffees in the world, but it's just, you know how it's going. A lot of sprays and pesticides and all this.
Yeah. I've never been to Kenya before, so I don't know how.
It doesn't give me a lot of pleasure.
Yeah.
But if I know like the Tatmara, for instance, from Ethiopia, we buy, like when we've been there, like even if the coffee is not the best in Ethiopia, it's hard not to like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you get a little soft when you get older.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I feel like hopefully the coffee industry is on the way to thinking more about the sustainable practices and everything. But
So I would say on this table, these are my least favorites. It's just the Katura and Tamana doesn't perform well. It's too much leaf for us. I bought a small lot just because I find it interesting to show it. Because people are like, oh, Katura is so great. But for me, these are much better. And this is a new variety we have kind of developed on the farm. Came out of some Ethiopian trees, and then one of those trees were like the cherries tasted like next level.
yeah.
So we planted seeds from those, and that was some years ago. And this is the first harvest. So it's the first harvest, so it's a little bit muted normally, but definitely some stone fruit stuff there.
Yeah. Do you find you like Ethiopian varieties grown in Central South America?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
We're better in Ethiopia. But I think it's more like a soil environment thing than it is genetics. Also, I think also because there's such a wide mix of varieties, and you get a lot of complexity. So what if you take just a few and plant and kind of lose that?
And the Sudan Rume, you're not totally sold yet?
I'm not sure. better than the last test we did. So
How many times do you usually find you like sample roast something before you are happy with the profile? Or you give up?
usually we just do one test
Uh-huh.
and then we tweak it for the production. Then the production normally tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it's like constant small tweaks here and there until
And-
it's done.
Are you doing tests on the roast or
On the
just on
loring.
the loring
Yeah.
straight away? What size do you have?
30. So, but we do, of course, when the coffee lands, we sample roast a couple before. So we kind of, and I always keep samples in room temperature. All of our storage is cold. Just because to see how the coffee develops. If it tastes woody when we do the sample before production, it's like, okay, we can't sell it.
Yeah.
But normally that doesn't happen. I think this has a little bit of fade in it.
And do you think you could do any, or do you try to do anything to get rid of woody faded, or do you just kind of pull the coffee at that point?
No, we pull it, yeah. So this I think is okay, but compared to the other ones, it tastes less fresh. They're the same harvest. But normally it's not an issue for us. I stay away from high moisture coffees, and we do slow shade dried coffees. It's vacuum packed, stored in Grenco at farm, so it's normally not faded. We had an issue with one lot from Kenya last year, but I think something happened. It switched in the middle. So that's a coffee that we sell now in like those kilo bags, just to get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really nice though that you have at least a way to kind of move stuff out.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, people would buy it if you just say this is a woody Kenyan.
Yeah.
Where you can buy it half price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still much better than supermarket coffee.
Yeah. Right. And some people like or can't taste
Yeah.
those differences anyway, so that's nice.
Yeah, we can't sell with green because people who like woody coffees pay much less.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't do any blends. You just do all single origins.
Can be a farm blend
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
or like a field blend.
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be, but normally we separate always on each farm variety and harvest dates, and then we cut through. Like in Tamana last year, it was like 120 samples on the harvest cupping.
Wow.
And then maybe there will be 40 lots of Varibel Colombia. The small lots, daily pickings. And then we remove the ones that are outliers in moisture or quality. And then we take the ones that are good, we might mix them together based on harvest date and moisture. And in general, Tamala didn't have the best year last year. We had El Nino. So
Right.
from when I was there in March until I came in August, there was no rain.
That's so tough. Yeah. You can't grow coffee without rain.
And this year it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I was there in March, it's been raining every day since I was there. And they're harvesting now.
Yeah.
I'm expecting more phenol and yeah. So it's a challenge. I think still the coffees are clean and sweet, but in terms of flavor intensity, they're a little bit kind of muted.
Yeah. And so these are, this is from the 25th, so like 1 week off roast.
Yeah.
So, and how many days do you roast a week?
Wednesday, Thursday, and then we cut Monday. This week we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because of subscription. But yeah, we decided to do, instead of adding a third day, which we might need now, we do like double shift on Wednesday. It's more efficient. And yeah.
Nice. I think that's L28 a lot. Is that the one you have on the filter here? Might be unbacked.
Yeah, I think it's Hawaii.
Get a cup of top.
It's not pure SL for sure, but I gave them SL seeds, and the manager back then was a little sloppy. So there's some Ethiopian beets in.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of cup variation. The majority of the trees are like tall SL.
Maybe that's why I like it a lot, because I do like Ethiopian variety.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
It might have some coffee from my farm on the Aeropress menu and Suelo. Maybe they have the Ethiopian, I'm not sure.
I can check.
We might be sold out. We keep some in the freezer. So. Where do you actually work?
El Grano.
Also, you work for Algrano.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Algrano is based in Switzerland, but I still live in the U.S.
Nice. There's a lot of good golf courses there.
Nice. You'll have to go.
And is that where counterculture is as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing a great job. Like, yeah, their roasting is different from my preference, but that's okay, you know. I think for the industry, they've been a good inspiration for me, at least, for many years. They were one of the first to do like go to farms and buy direct and actually do it nicely, not just saying, you know, pushing price and stuff.
Right.
Which there's a lot of. And, you start to hear about that when you go to Origin for lots. Exporters and like, we have this customer. They're always asking for advice and stuff. Okay. But they're one of the original gangsters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've done. I think I agree with you. They've done great, paving the way.
Yeah, I think so. I think more roasters should do that. Like, also because, especially here in Norway, most roasters they go to our roastery in the third and fourth floor. We have Nordic approach. So twice a year they go there to source their coffee, and everyone just ends up with the same coffee. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a little bit boring if you're interested in coffee. And some of them are becoming, a few of them are kind of in a size where they could go and get their own coffee. They don't care. They just want something to taste good. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, and as you know, it's a lot of work to actually.
But it gives me much more insight and more pleasure. For instance, now I bought more geisha from the caballeros than I need, hoping that I can sell all of it before the next harvest. But if I don't, I know that coffee is gonna stay fresh for at least 3, 4, 5 months more, because we have kind of changed the way they produce the coffee. So if I didn't know that, I would never take that risk. Now I'm happy to take the risk. We don't have to freeze the coffee or anything.
Yeah. Do you have a cold storage though? Or do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
temperature control?
In our roastery, we have like a 16-degree storage just to keep everything the same when we start roasting. Not that 2 degrees is that important, but and also I believe that stability is the best for the beans, not necessarily the exact temperature, but that it's stable. Of course, freezing can help a lot, but our main storage is outside the city, and it's like a non-insulated building. So in the summer, inside it may get like 20 degrees, but in the winter it's a freezing storage, literally.
Yeah, I guess that's the good thing about being in Norway.
Yeah. And most of the coffees we get, they arrive July, August. So they're in the majority of their lifespan, they're in the winter.
Yeah.
So I don't really, because we were looking for a freezing storage and everything, and we can do that, but it's a lot more expensive. So until I mean, we're not growing a lot, but if we get too big from the space we are now, the dream scenario would be to find a building where we can do everything like storage and with a freezing storage.
Yeah.
And I think probably that will take some years. But I'm not really focusing on growing. Like we focus more on retail now and kind of direct to consumer sales, and obviously don't grow that much now.
Yeah. So, and you have the 2 shops?
Just one.
This is the only shop, and the other is just a roastery? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm never gonna open their shops.
Yeah.
Too much work.
Yeah.
And I used to run 6 cafes for a chain before I started my own company, so I know what it's about.
You're like, not me.
Yeah, I went from managing 1 to managing 2, and like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
And also just to keep the quality at the level we want, then it's difficult then.
Yeah.
I think there's a few in the world who are able to do it, but it's because they're very much involved. I've never ever seen chains that are like consistently high old. It's different. So then I'd rather just close the store. But here, I mean, we only sell coffee, but if we only sold drinks, it wouldn't be sustainable to have this shop. But we sell a lot of beans, so about 250 kilos a week.
Oh wow.
So we do about a ton of coffee roasted in beans.
Yeah.
Every month.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool.
That's how you make money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I'm not really into making money. Like that's not my priority.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just we need to have volume to be able to buy more coffee and do more change.
Yeah.
So if we were into money, we would probably franchise in the Asia or do whatever, so you can grow your roasted coffee business.
Yeah, yeah. But your priority is maintaining consistency and quality.
Yeah, that's what gives me joy, like working with a few farmers. Really, now my focus for the last 10 years have been more the agricultural part.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's how you can change coffee, but it takes time.
Yeah. And do you think, because I was thinking about this when I was listening to one of your podcasts, do you think everyone could do what you do in terms of focusing on your passion, your what you want to bring to coffee, or do you think that that's like a unique approach?
I think depends on your desire. If your main goal is to make money, then it's definitely not a pathway. I mean, I'm very concerned to have a successful business.
Yeah.
It needs to be profitable because we have employees and things happen. But when people say, "Oh, you're so lucky, you can sell coffee more expensive," like, I'm not lucky. That's a business model.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're not going to be the biggest roaster in the world, but most of these small roasters aren't going to be the biggest anyway.
Right.
So instead of trying to sell as much as possible, you sell the amount you can and make sure you make money on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a roaster here in Oslo that's really pushing price, and I know it's not sustainable because you need huge amount of volume, and they cannot compete with the larger roasters who can produce the same amount that they do in a day. They can do in less than an hour with the lower costs. So that's a kind of race you can't win. So I think for the small ones, people would benefit on just focusing on buying the coffees they like, find a style you kind of prefer, do your own thing more and more, and you will get followers for sure. But you won't please everyone.
Yeah. I think that's a really valuable insight because people ask me all the time, and I don't have a roastery. I've never haven't, but people ask me all the time of like how to grow while maintaining quality price, buying the coffees that they want. I think it also depends on your customer base, that you have to have a customer base that's willing to kind of follow you along in what you're doing. But yeah, no, I think that's valuable. Is maybe you can't grow as much as you would dream while still focusing on the passion and what you desire to bring.
Running a company is a lot of work, so
yeah, that's why I'm like, no, I don't want to do it.
I'm getting older, I don't need more and more work.
Yeah.
So for me, it's better to keep it simple, keep it small, make sure you have a good life. I don't need to drive around in a Ferrari. Like, what the hell am I going to do with that? So as long as you're kind of able to pay your employees well, pay the farmers well, have a good salary yourself, and a good life, then
and enjoy the coffees.
Yeah. And I think that's also, I buy the coffee that I like. I don't buy coffee that I think people will like. And if you don't like it, that's fine. If you say that coffee tastes like shit, then before I would get offended because it's basically saying I have bad taste. But now it's like, if you say that, then you don't really know anything about coffee. Yeah, you can say that you don't like it, but you can't say that it's bad quality or anything, because I know the amount of work that's behind it and everything. And but it's okay. I mean, most people who say stuff like that are insecure.
Yeah, a lot of people say a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't pay too much attention to it anymore, actually. But it's really good to get criticism. I think it's good because we always have to question what we're doing. And we just went this Christmas we had like 5 people randomly just saying, "Oh, you're roasting much darker now." We're like, "What?" And now we're like, "Okay, we need to investigate." Start looking at profiles from 2020 until now. All the data, all the numbers, when you start averaging them out, which you can do on the Cropster, okay, the tendency is actually we're roasting a little bit lighter. So I'm very questioning, why are they saying that we're roasting darker? And I think our only kind of sane conclusion is that maybe other roasters can roast extremely light, so you start comparing it to that. Or we know that all these heavily processed coffees tend to be roasted quite light because they still taste very fruity.
Yeah.
So when you then taste like a washed coffee that has more like muted flavors, and you only taste roasted coffee, it's
Right.
okay.
Yeah. I feel like especially some of those super highly fermented are just like the acidity just like kills you. So
Yeah.
it makes
like
it
vinegar.
seem like it's like
Volatile acidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, but it's a good exercise, I think, to at least question what you're doing and like really investigate to see. And that's also the thing in coffee. Like, we can prove it, but of course, coffee people love science until it proves something that they don't like. Then science is all bullshit.
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's pretty funny, but
Yeah.
we've kind of come to terms with that we haven't really changed them. That's also why we very often use references when we come. To just have something to compare with.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's more an indication of how the context is changing,
Yeah.
the industry is changing around you. You have the data that says we've been consistent.
Yeah.
So if you're perceiving something different, maybe everybody else is doing something.
But my whole point of telling you this was actually to say that, like, okay, if you're, let's say you run a business and your only focus is to have to sell, then you might move away from what your beliefs are, and then okay, we need to roast even lighter, or we need to buy more funky coffees, and then you end up with like very schizophrenic brands where a lot of the customers are like, whoa, what the hell happened?
Yeah, right.
Because you listen to 4 people instead of like really have a good system for what you prefer, what you like yourself, and might lose some customers, but there are plenty of customers who would love what we're doing. So I think that's my point is like stick to your plan and your beliefs. So Norway will be successful.
Yeah. Well, then as you have the value of working with the same farmers year after year, buying the same coffees, like then you can do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
some people find that boring. For me, it's like that's the only way you can actually secure good quality. If you, especially like if you go to Colombia, you can go and cut through thousands of coffees every year, and I'm pretty sure you can find like a 90-point coffee every year. It's probably not going to be from the same farm every year, and that's just because the majority of the farmers there, they're just processing by tradition. There's no like real training or you see the farms they can't invest in anything.
right.
I'm not talking about the famous rich farmers.
Sure, yeah.
So if you don't kind of make sure that they make money every year and can invest in their farm, the quality is just going to be random up and down. And you see the change, like in our neighborhood where we have farms, like there's only one farm that has developed positively in the last 10 years, and that's Kalama. All the other ones are the same. Same like cheap plastic dryer, So I think that's the only way to work.
And how much of your coffee do you buy from your farm versus others? Or like how much does your farm produce?
My farm produced this year 45 kilos of good coffee.
Nice.
So I mean that's more like a learning project.
Sure.
So the goal now, I spent 10 years doing all the work myself, except like picking coffee and cutting weeds.
Sure.
So I made composting, done all the agronomy stuff. Clearly it hasn't worked. So we have like some trees that are healthy and producing, hundreds. And then we have 300 trees that started producing this year. But this year I decided to hire Elias as a starter to help me manage, to hire workers when we need to like be more communicative.
Yeah.
Because Elias has been helping me, but he's too busy with his own farm.
Yeah.
And then I hired a team from Mexico, the biophilia guys, to kind of do all the planning of agronomy and applications. And we're kind of testing, it's still biological farming, but we're testing new things to help us achieve the goal. So one example is there's like a silica spray, it's like a mineral. You can spray on the leaves and it's like a suntan lotion. Because one of our problems, we have heirloom varieties. You see all the leaves are like curling because they don't want sun. We don't have shade. So until we get shade, we can use that to kind of help the trees and it. Which I would, before with my very strict principles, I wouldn't do. But now like, okay, you need to change, otherwise But the goal is to really create an ecosystem and diversity, and not necessarily highest volume, but highest quality. So we're planting 1,500 trees next month, Sudan, so that will be nice to see if, and that's Biophilia will take care of it. So I'm just curious to see if it goes well. So maybe in 3 years I can say 2% of our sales come from our farm.
Yeah, little by little.
Yeah.
Poke up.
But we do like 200 bags from Tanana. We do 200 and something bags from Caballero this year. 200 bags from Diego in El Salvador. Maybe like 120 bags from Nacimiento, which is a smaller farm. And then 200 bags from Kenya, and I think we ended up 160 bags from Ethiopia. We should have 200. So it's almost like a full container from each if you do back and back.
And those are the only origins you buy from. Well, I'll get out of your hair and let you finish your
Thanks.
whole thing. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of your stay.
I will.